Forget everything you thought you knew about prehistoric rulers. Dinosaurs may have dominated the headlines, but millions of years ago, even fiercer beasts have stalked the Earth. A cosmic catastrophe ended the dinosaurs' reign, but it doesn't erase the terrifying creatures that shared their world. Today, we're counting down the top 10 predators that might just make you thankful T-Rex isn't around anymore. So buckle up and get ready to explore the nightmares of the past. Meet the Dinosuchus, a Cretaceous nightmare. Imagine a colossal crocodile terrorizing the seas 82 to 73 million years ago. That's the Dinosuchus, a beast so fearsome its name translates to terrible crocodile in Greek. Fossils unearthed from the western interior seaway, which once split North America in two, paint a picture of this apex predator. Researchers are genuinely happy this giant is extinct. Reaching a staggering 12 meters and weighing over 6.5 tons underwater, the Dinosuchus was a toothy menace. Its diet wasn't limited to fish and turtles. Even giant dinosaurs were on the menu. Compared to this behemoth, dinosaurs were like snacks. However, size has its downsides. The Dinosuchus's massive 4-foot skull made it a slowpoke on land, leaving it vulnerable to certain predators. Thankfully, these prehistoric nightmares never swam the Thames or Hudson. Dunkleosteus. Imagine this. You're casting your line into the river, enjoying a peaceful evening. Suddenly, a monstrous fish breaches the surface, easily 33 feet long, dwarfing anything you've ever seen. Forget reeling it in. Running for your life would be the only rational option. This wasn't a fisherman's nightmare. It was a reality 360 million years ago. The Dunkleosteus, a colossal predator that ruled the Devonian seas, grew to a staggering 33 feet and weighed a bone-crushing 4 tons. Its body was a force of nature, likened to steel in its power. Equipped with a massive jaw, the Dunkleosteus snatched unsuspecting prey with ease. While its armored head and chest offered impressive defense, it also made it a bit sluggish. But don't underestimate its swimming prowess. It was a master of the underwater world. The good news for us, this prehistoric terror met its demise alongside the dinosaurs. While they may have shared a similar fate, the Dunkleosteus would have been a far more terrifying neighbor in our rivers. The Megalodon, king of the ancient seas. Imagine a giant shark cruising the oceans between 2.8 and 1.5 million years ago. Nicknamed Big Tooth for a reason, the Megalodon lived up to its name with colossal teeth. These terrifying predators shared the waters with creatures like the Leviathan Melville, but even among prehistoric sharks, they reigned supreme. Boasting the most powerful bite force ever recorded, Megalodons could chomp through whale bones like butter. Their size was equally impressive. Weighing in at a staggering 28 to 36 tons, they dwarfed the 15-ton Dunkleosteus. No wonder they were the ultimate ocean hunters. Forget the great white. The Megalodon outmatched it in both length and weight. It was even comparable in size to the mighty mosasaur, a marine reptile. Here's a chilling fact. Megalodons vanished only 2.8 million years ago. That means they shared the oceans with many creatures we know today. Whales, sea turtles, and porpoises can all breathe a sigh of relief for their extinction. Or maybe not. I mean, does anyone really know what lurks in the deepest parts of the ocean? I'll leave it to you to decide. Titanoboa. Forget about the constrictors you've already seen. The Titanoboa was a whole other level of terrifying. Today's king of the snakes, the green anaconda, might seem impressive at 6 to 9 meters long, but that's peanuts compared to the Titanoboa. Imagine a monstrous snake slithering around 55 million years ago, during the Paleocene era. This prehistoric behemoth holds the title for the biggest, heaviest snake ever discovered. Paleontologists estimate these colossal constrictors reached a staggering 12 meters in length. and weighing a bone-crushing 2,425 pounds. They emerged shortly after the dinosaurs vanished, thankfully well before our time. Imagine a snake feasting on crocodiles. Yes, crocodiles were on the Titanoboa's menu, along with turtles. If a green anaconda gives you chills, encountering the Titanoboa would be a full-blown horror movie. These ruthless predators wouldn't stand on ceremony when it came to dinner. Luckily for us, they're just a terrifying memory. Chimeroceros. Imagine swimming in the ocean 460 million years ago. Suddenly, a giant cone-shaped creature with tentacles lunges from the depths. This wasn't a nightmare, it was the reality for marine life back then. Meet the Chimeroceros, a monstrous predator that ruled the ancient seas. Let's just say they weren't exactly friendly neighbors. These cephalopods, distant relatives of squids and octopuses, were formidable hunters. Their most striking feature was a huge conical shell, which may have made them look a bit awkward. While not exactly graceful swimmers, they used their tentacles to snag unsuspecting fish and other sea creatures. Reaching lengths of 6 to 12 meters and weighing up to 200 pounds, the Chimeroceros was a force to be reckoned with. Thankfully, their rigid shells probably kept them from becoming overly active swimmers, preferring to lurk in the ocean floor. Gigantopithecus. Asia once housed a colossal ape, the Gigantopithecus. Imagine a giant walking the earth as recently as 100,000 years ago. Standing at a towering 9.8 feet and weighing a hefty 540 kilograms, they were the undisputed heavyweight champions of the ape world. Even compared to other impressive creatures, the Gigantopithecus was a beast. Clocking in at 7 times the weight of a modern orangutan, they were a formidable sight. Just imagine the strength. These giants could have put any human to shame. Southeast Asia, particularly areas like China and India, were home to these gentle giants. Studies suggest they primarily munched on shrubs, fruits, and even bamboo, possibly playing a role similar to the giant panda. Imagine encountering a Gigantopithecus. Definitely not a creature you'd want to meet in a dark alley. Thankfully, they're extinct, lingering only in our dreams or some unconfirmed sightings. But one thing's for sure, the Gigantopithecus leaves a legacy of incredible size and strength. Meganeuropsis. Ready for a terrifying wingspan? Stretch out your arms. If your fingertip to shoulder distance is less than 28 inches, you'd be dwarfed by the Meganeura. These weren't just insects, they were colossal griffin flies living 250 to 300 million years ago. Imagine giant dragonflies buzzing around. That's the closest comparison we have to these prehistoric behemoths. Scientists are still debating the reason for their incredible size. One theory points to the oxygen levels of the Permian era. With a higher concentration of oxygen in the atmosphere, insects like the Meganeura could grow much larger than their modern counterparts. Another theory suggests the lack of aerial predators during their time allowed them to reach such enormous sizes. No birds meant no worries about being snatched mid-flight. Whatever the reason, these creatures were undoubtedly intimidating. But breathe a sigh of relief. The Meganeura wouldn't survive in today's world. Our atmosphere simply doesn't have enough oxygen to support their giant bodies. They'd struggle to breathe, let alone hunt for prey with their high-energy lifestyle. So while the thought of a giant flying insect is enough to send shivers down your spine, I can assure you that you're safe from these prehistoric giants. Tully monster. Not quite a nightmare, but definitely strange. While it might not be the most terrifying creature on this list, the Tully monster boasts some truly bizarre features. Millions of years ago, Illinois was a tropical seabed. The Mazon Creek area near Chicago is a treasure trove of fossils, particularly those of soft-bodied animals. This location is famous for housing the world's best collection of Tully monsters, baffling scientists for decades. These foot-long oddities have stalked eyes and a jaw attached to their peculiar snouts. Recent discoveries shed some light on these mysteries. It seems tully monsters were a type of jawless fish, distantly related to lampreys. The first nodules containing these fossils were unearthed near Mason Creek in the 1850s, but it wasn't until the 1950s that someone realized they had something truly new. Enter Francis Tully, the man who stumbled upon a strange creature unlike anything seen before. He brought his find to the Field Museum, where it was named Tully Monstrum gregarium, or simply Tully's monster. Imagine a creature with a long, soft body, lacking a backbone or shell. One end sported fins, while the other had a trunk-like snout equipped with teeth and jaws. No wonder Tully was surprised. The exceptional preservation of these fossils also left him wondering about the circumstances that allowed such delicate creatures to be fossilized so perfectly. Jacalopterus renaniae. The name sea scorpion is enough to send shivers down your spine, and Jacalopterus wasn't one to disappoint. This prehistoric predator was one of the biggest arthropods ever to roam the earth, measuring a whopping 8 feet long. Imagine a monstrous armored scorpion patrolling the seas. That was Jacalopterus. A recent discovery in a German quarry has scientists rethinking the size of this beast. A 390 million year old specimen revealed Jacalopterus was much larger than previously estimated. Its claws alone measured a staggering 18 inches, doubling previous size calculations. While paleontologists were familiar with fossil records boasting giant insects, Jacalopterus took things to a whole new level. We may be grossed out by modern spiders that are just a few inches long, but Jacalopterus was in a league of its own. So feel free to shudder at the thought. But here's the good news. These terrifying creatures vanished long before the dinosaurs. In fact, they met their demise during the Permian extinction, a massive event that wiped out a whopping 90% of all life on Earth. Only a handful of lucky creatures, like the horseshoe crab, managed to survive. There's no concrete evidence that Jacalopterus was venomous, but its tail structure resembled that of modern scorpions, hinting that it might have packed a poisonous punch. That's a scary thought for anything that shares the seas with this giant predator. Leviathan Melville. Picture a monstrous whale, a blend of sperm whale and killer whale. Meet Leviathan Melville, a real-life sea monster. This fearsome predator wasn't just hunting prey, it was crushing the competition with the biggest teeth ever discovered on an eating machine. Forget about elephant tusks, those were for smashing, not chomping. Leviathan Melville used its massive gnashers to devour anything unfortunate enough to cross its path. Imagine sharing the oceans with both this beast and the Megalodon. Talk about fierce competition. Leviathan Melville reigned supreme when it came to tooth size, even rivaling the largest predatory shark ever known. Scientists estimate its size based on its enormous skull, measuring a staggering 3 meters long and almost 2 meters wide. This makes it the undisputed champion when it comes to skull size based on fossils. Imagine a head 10 feet long. That's what this predator sported. Here's another impressive feature. Leviathan Melville possessed echolocation abilities, similar to modern toothed whales. This gave them a distinct advantage in murky waters, allowing them to hunt with exceptional efficiency. The name itself is a tribute to the legendary Leviathan, a giant sea monster from the Bible. And from Herman Melville fans, it also honors the author of Moby Dick, a novel featuring a colossal white whale. Leviathan Melville truly lived up to its name and its enormous reputation. If you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.